Hi guys, Kate Freeman here, rocking the boat a little, with another Lester story today. As most of you know, I worked with Lester Levinson in the office for a number of years in the 80s and knew him until he passed. And still know him today, I guess. Yeah, still know him quite well. So, I wanted to talk today about Lester and how he taught me about business. We used to go out for coffee, and he liked to go to McDonald's because he said they had the best coffee. And he would go on and on and on very eloquently about why their coffee was the best. They used glass pots. They never let the coffee sit longer than 10 minutes. They didn't let it get too hot. And there was a lot of turnover. The coffee sold quickly. And it was very inexpensive, which he always liked. And he got a free newspaper there. They had newspapers on the counter by the trash can, and he would just pick up the business section on his way in. So he would talk a lot about those kinds of things to me. And I really needed an education in business. He was very clever in the way he taught me about it. So he talked about McDonald's, and he also talked about his restaurants that he had owned in New York, and he ended up having several. And he told me how they had beautiful paneling on the walls, a little fireplace for ambiance, nice lighting, and they had a roast beef. They had a very small menu, very small, but really delicious. And of course, he wasn't a vegetarian then, so he sold roast beef sandwiches with a little au jus on the side. And they had it ready very quickly so people could grab a sandwich, eat at the counter, and go back to work. And very reasonably priced, but he made a wonderful profit because he was thinking, how can I make this very quick turnover, very reasonable ingredients, and lovely place to go, so people came back again and again and again. And I don't remember now how many he had, but when the U.S. went to war, World War II, he ended up down in Washington, D.C., working on engineering. So he couldn't keep up with running the restaurants, too. So he had to sell them. So he talked a lot about all the bits and pieces of running them. And I also remember one time we were buying a new copier for the office. And the copier came and I said, oh, it's just wonderful, all the things it does. He said, well, the way that you buy for a business is you decide what you want it to have, all the features, and then you get at least 3 estimates, and you decide which one best suits. And of course, this is typical business education, but it was wonderful to hear it from him. It went in very deep. And he taught me lots of things this way, just by a little casual conversation. And he talked about the restaurants and the coffee at McDonald many times, so I must have needed repetition. So I hope that you've enjoyed the talks. I really didn't care what he talked about. I just loved sitting there and listening to him. And I always went home with a lot to release because somehow whatever he spoke about, it would stir up in me what needed to go. And I would go home and release, release, release. So if you're a releaser, see what my talking about Lester stirs up in you. And if you're not a releaser yet, go to our website, heartofreleasing.org, and look for upcoming courses, the the basic releasing courses there, and that'll get you started. We have free support calls on Mondays and Tuesdays, and we'd so love to have you with us. And hi there, I see you. Thanks for coming. Lots of love, everybody. See you tomorrow, same time. Much love. Mwah.